So let's talk about ad tech a little bit, right, in the publisher world. I can't believe that Magnite at the end of the year had a market cap of $3.6 billion. Remember Magnite, Teleria, Rubicon, whatever the company's name today. I think it'll still be called Rubicon and all the APIs going for the next couple of years. That's number one. PubMatic had a market cap last time I looked at the end of the year about $1.3 billion. It just blows me away. And then the Trade Desk is what, 30, $40 billion. I lose track. So there is a lot of growth in the whole ecosystem in ad tech. And I'm sure there's going to be a SPAC somewhere of someone else going public pretty soon. But the one thing about programmatic that I've seen, especially during COVID, was the amazing flexibility that it has, right? Unlike traditional linear plain old television. When you have programmatic and there's something that happens, whether it's COVID or some riot in the streets, the CEO can get down to that person with hands on keyboard and actually pause the campaign probably in a minute or two, right? And I think that is the good, mostly the good and a little bit bad of programmatic, but it's the way that I think every marketer looks at how they want to spend their dollars going forward. With all the uncertainty that's happening, if something goes wrong or something goes well, you want to be able to tweak that spend immediately.
Right.
And that's just the incredible power, and it showed more than ever in programmatic, you know, post-COVID.
I agree. It's interesting and encouraging that I think programmatic and ad tech has seemed to recover to some extent in Q4. I think everyone had that Q2, Q3 dip, and ad spend was pulled back in a heavy way. But programmatic was able to be toggled that way, as you said. And we're seeing spend return to normal in most categories. I think auto and travel are the slower categories. When you get down to the subcategory, there are some subcategories within those that are doing well, like parts and services for autos, back up. Autos pretty slow, and then travel, airline and hotel also still down, but local destination spending has returned to almost normal. And so we're starting to watch those trends, but it's very encouraging.
And you mentioned travel. Like, I just foresee travel coming back in such a significant way, whether it's the summer or the fall or next Christmas, you know, over the holiday. And I think what happens once people get the vaccination and once they start feeling good about things, the first thing they do is they go to Expedia or Airbnb or Delta, and they're going to like, I need to book something. Like, I have not gone anywhere for too long. I miss traveling. You don't realize how much you miss something till it's taken away. And I miss the traveling, just like CES. Well, it's not really travel, it's more work, but like going somewhere. And it might not be out of the United States right away. It might be everyone in all the 330 US citizens realize I can do a great vacation inside the United States, or it might be the Caribbean. I'm not sure about European travel and Asian travel, but everyone's just so pent up to get out and do something. My closing remark, as I wrote in my email, is I once again think we're in another decade of the roaring 20s, but instead of the 1920s, it's the 2020s. And hopefully this is all behind us, and hopefully things just get a lot better in the United States and in the world.